1, 2, and it's a bag.
It's a plane.
No, it's Gadget Inspector. Hey y'all, today on the channel, I'm gonna share my experience using the Veri continuous glucose monitoring system. Monitoring blood sugar is not just for folks with diabetes. If you're interested in living a healthy lifestyle or maybe even losing weight, the kind of data that you can get from these devices, it's a cheat code. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get into the video. I've been using the Veri CGM for about 2 months. We're gonna dig into the app and I'm gonna share some of my results. I'll show you how to install the sensor on your arm, and then I'll give you some more observations. Let's go. Okay, so first things first, we need to explain what a continuous glucose monitor is. It's essentially a little device that's going to monitor and measure your blood sugar levels basically in real time. There is a little bit of a delay, but essentially at any time, you can take your phone, put it up against the sensor, scan it, and get a glucose reading. That's dope. So yeah, it's a tiny sensor that you attach to your arm, and it's gonna last you up to 14 days. And then you remove that sensor and replace it with a new sensor. And this is an actual medical device used primarily by folks with diabetes. It's a more convenient alternative to having to prick your finger to get that drop of blood when using a more conventional or traditional glucose meter or monitor. So once again, this is a medical device, so you will need a prescription to get your sensors. Veri actually takes care of all of that for you. So that's all included in the cost of the membership. First of all, you're gonna need 3 things: the Veri app, the Libre Link app, and the Freestyle Libre sensor. In the box, you get 2 protective packages to cover the sensor after being applied. And you get alcohol wipes. You get 2 sensors and access to the Veri app. The Libre Link app is actually where you do the setup for the sensor, and also where you do your sensor scans. The Veri app actually syncs with the Libre Link app and pulls in the glucose readings. The Veri app also has videos that walk you through how to apply the sensor step by step. Okay, we're gonna click continue now. I imagine there's a video. Okay, good. So there's a video. It shows you kind of step by step where to insert the sensor. Do I need to shave? Let me get my sleeve up because I'm going to put it on my left arm. I am right-handed. Clean the spot. All right, so I'm going to go like right here. Peel open the sensor pack, which is this one. This is the sensor pack. Okay, the sensor pack has been peeled open. Then it says unscrew the cap from the sensor applicator. This is the sensor applicator. Okay, so you can see what I did here. This is what's remaining. Okay, now one thing to take note, okay? There is a sort of a line here, see that? On the front of the applicator. And there's also a line on the sensor pack, see that? So you're gonna line those 2 things up, all right? It looks just like the video. Like I said, I'm being somewhat methodical here, taking my time to make sure I do this right. Now it says pull out the sensor applicator. Whoa, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. That sucker is long. Whoa, I don't think I should have looked at that. Okay, I think I'm gonna go right about there. And 1, 2, and 3. And that was it. I didn't feel a thing. Okay, there it is. So you can see it has now been applied. This is what the applicator looks like once you're finished. But it is now on my arm. You did it. Did it hurt? says 95% of Veri users find the sensor application to be completely painless. I'm in that 95%. Hopefully you are or will be as well. Having the ability to see how the food you eat impacts your blood sugar pretty much in real time allows you to identify patterns and trends, and you can see right away which foods are causing your sugar to spike. It just helps you to better manage your metabolism and your diet. You could be walking around with high glucose levels and not even know it. But food isn't the only thing that affects your blood sugar. Your activity level and exercise, sleep is a big one, stress levels, medication, and also how late in the evening you eat. Let me give you a practical example. I've been doing a low-carb lifestyle for a few years now, and I'm always looking for good, healthy alternatives for simple carbs like bread. We all love bread. I love me some bread. Using the Veri CGM, I've actually been able to test whether certain low net carb breads actually keep my blood sugar level steady or whether they spike me just like regular high carb bread. And I've used it to test all kinds of foods, from low carb ice cream to regular potatoes and chips, you name it. I've tried it just to test to see how my sugar reacts. I was shocked to see that tortilla chips sent my sugar through the roof much more than any other simple carb. I would never have known that, never have discovered that without using the Veri CGM. Now, in terms of bread, there's several brands out there that have high fiber, low sugar, and low net carbs. But I've always been a little skeptical about foods that have net carb claims. And if you're not familiar, you know when you look on the packaging and it says, maybe it says 5 net carbs, but when you look on the nutrition label on the back, you see 16 carbs. How the heck are they coming up with 5 net carb? Well, what you do is you take total carbs and you subtract fiber. And if there's any sugar alcohols, you're going to actually subtract those as well. So for example, 16 carbs minus 9 grams of fiber, that's going to get you to that 5 net carb number. The reason why this works is because fiber slows down digestion. It's going to slow down how fast you digest those carbs, which minimizes or in some cases eliminates spikes in your blood sugar. That's why eating a cookie with high carbs and sugar and basically no fiber, that's likely going to spike your sugar, right? Versus eating something like an avocado, which does have a moderate number of carbs, but high in fiber. But since we all have a metabolism that's unique to us, and metabolism is basically how your body converts food to energy, the effect certain foods have on me may be totally different from the effect they have on you. Okay, back to our question. Why use a CGM? Well, without it, you really have no way of identifying how different foods affect your blood sugar other than how they make you feel. If you're sluggish and tired and have low energy, 9 times out of 10, it's that high carb meal you had 2 or 3 hours ago sent your blood sugar high, and now they're crashing back down. And then your body will have the nerve to be hungry again. Bruh. We gotta stop that cycle, y'all. Remember, simple carbs metabolize quickly. Generally, complex carbs are gonna have some fiber, and it's gonna slow down your digestion and keep your sugar levels stable so you don't have those spikes and those crashes. We got to stop those peaks and valleys. And the Veri app has shown me the best foods for me and the worst. Okay, let's go ahead and get in the app. I'm going to show you some of my results and then some of the insights that you can get from Veri. If you're like me and you geek out on data, then you'll be very happy with the Veri app. Very. So you can see there's 3 pages in the app. There's the timeline page, and this is where you'll get a snapshot of all the meals you've entered and the score for each meal. And then any events that you log, such as weight and sleep, those will be here as well. Not gonna let y'all see my weight though. And then this is also where you'll see your daily score. And if you tap on that, you'll get a nice breakdown of what contributed to that score. Things like the timing of your last meal for the day, how long you fasted. And just a quick word about that. You don't have to do intermittent fasting, but I've discovered how impactful it can be to managing your glucose levels. So I started doing a 14-10 interval. So I have a 10-hour eating window and then I fast the other 14 hours. There's other intervals you can do like 16-8, but I feel like 14-10 works the best for me because 8 of those 14 hours I'm asleep. So what this has done for me is I'm much more cognizant of when I cut off my eating. I try to have my last meal by 8 or 9. Then I can start eating again the next day at 10 a.m., which works great for me because I don't like eating when I first get up anyway. In the past, I really didn't pay much attention to how late I was eating. And that's a big deal, y'all. Then you can see your sleep duration and timing. So that tells you how long you slept and how much variation there was in the time you went to sleep. And then it also takes into consideration your exercise and step count. Now, all of these things affect your metabolism and glucose levels, so you can see from day to day how you're doing and whether you're improving. Now, I use Apple Health and Fitbit to pull in my weight and exercise data, heart rate, sleep, and step count. It just makes things super simple. The only thing I have to manually enter is my food. So there's no integration with something like MyFitnessPal, which would be awesome if they were able to do that. Okay, the glucose tabs is where you can see the glucose readings pulled in from the LibreLink app. Spikes show up in orange, and you know you're within your target range when the line is green. If you see a bright green spike, that means you've done some intense exercise. The liver releases glucose so your muscles have energy to support the activity. Then you also get your daily average glucose, your glucose variability and oscillation, and your morning fasting glucose. This allows you to see if you're in the optimal range or not, and you can also see trends over time. Now, glucose variability indicates how much your glucose fluctuates during the day. Oscillation measures how intense your spikes and dips are during a given day. Listen, all of this data in total is just so useful in helping you to make changes that you may need to make. You also get specific insights that the app will compile for you. And once again, you can see how you're trending over time. All right, now the nutrition tab allows you to see the meals with the best and worst scores. So you can see how I've been doing here. Not too bad, huh? I got pretty good at this. They made updates to the app, so it's a little bit different now. There was a 4th tab called Journey. That's now found here in the settings under Guidance. And basically, this is where you can really dig into the details and learn more about metabolic health. There's tons of videos that explain things, and this is obviously optional. You don't have to do it, but I recommend that you take the time to go through some of these. I've personally learned a lot doing that myself. And then the community tab has a ton of useful info and allows you to ask questions and even interact with other users. Now, if you think that that was a lot, there's still more. If you click on health trends, you'll see something called metabolic health span. Now, at the end of every week, the app is going to use all of those sensor averages from each day to project how all of these factors could extend or reduce the number of years you have of good health. And lastly, the customer support Veri provides is excellent. There's a chat feature that allows you to get questions answered or to get help troubleshooting a problem. And I've actually had to use it several times, and someone has always gotten back with me very quickly. Veri. In my opinion, there's nothing gimmicky about this. The amount of data that you get is immediately actionable. You can do something about your results right away. And it's data that is specific to you. So what does it cost? For $109 a month, you get access to the app and 2 sensors. Purchasing additional sensors is $90 for 1 and $160 for 2. You can also get your sensors from your own pharmacy and just subscribe to the app at $39 a month. Now, based on my experience with Veri, I'm now much more informed as it concerns my own personal metabolic health. I do have some weight loss goals, and I'm still working on getting better sleep, So think of this as a lifestyle journey. Use the information to make better choices and to make necessary changes to improve your metabolic health. If this video gets enough interest, I'll come back with a progress update to share how I'm doing. I'm also using the Lumen Metabolic Tracker, so if you're interested in that, check out this video right here. Up there. Well, I appreciate you for watching. Hey, thank you for watching to the end. That really will help the video perform better. And if you're into gadgets and drones and health, you'll see stuff on the channel like this CGM, the Lumen Metabolic Tracker. I may even do a video on the Oura Ring. I just got that. I also just got the Whoop device. Yeah, I know it's a problem, but that's why you start a YouTube channel called Gadget Inspector, right? All right, well, until next time, be good to somebody, be good to yourself. Later. Oh, I almost forgot. If you're into the same kind of stuff that I'm into, well, please consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to click that bell. That way you'll know when I upload new videos. If you know anyone else that may be interested in this type of content, share the video with them. And don't forget to give me a like if you liked what you saw here today. All right, later.